folks, Ray Gano here, Survival for Christians. Here in Texas, we've been having a lot of rain here, so it's springtime, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. And Tracy and I were doing some walking around the ranch here, and guess what I discovered? I discovered a whole patch of wild onions. And here they are right here, wild onions. Come up and let you see them. These are wild onions. Now, just to let you know, so that you can kind of get a comparison, I've got, this is a regular garden variety onion. Now this is still pretty young and everything, but you can see the difference. These are more tubular in their stalks, whereas the wild onions are more, they're skinnier. A domestic onion or a garden variety onion are kind of hollow inside, and these aren't. You can see here, I don't know if you can, but it's not hollow in the middle, where a garden variety onion is, as you can see, is kind of hollow in the middle. That's garden variety. But interesting thing enough, how I spotted these, I was walking along, saw these, and I saw these flowers. And I go, hey, those are onions. And sure enough, I come up here, and there are just a ton of wild onions here. I mean, just look at them all. Lots of wild onions. And you can see the buds, see the flower tops. Again, that's how I identified them and saw them. So we've just got a ton of wild onions here. So what I thought I'd do is pick them, and not pick them all, because you never want to pick everything all, because what you're going to do is you're going to deplete the environment of a good food source. So you always want to leave a little bit of onions, or a little bit of anything, pretty much, so that next year or next fall you can come back down here and you can pick some more. Now, wild onions grow along creeks, roadsides, usually someplace where it's kind of watery, and creeks, rivers, roadside ditches where the water flows on the side of the ditch. And here, as you can see, I've got a creek with a dirt road with lots of wild mustard also, which is something else I'm going to talk to you about, because what I thought I'd do is actually make a dinner tonight with mustard and wild onions. Now, how you can identify mustard, because there's lots of varieties of it, and actually all varieties of mustard are edible. But just so that you know, a mustard flower, here you can see a mustard flower. A mustard flower has 4 petals. You can see that. These flowers have 4 petals. So, and they look kind of like a 4-leaf clover in a sense. Other things that mustard plants have, see these little speckly things on the stems. Those, folks, are actually the mustard seeds. And pretty much almost everything on a mustard plant is edible. But these are mustard seeds right here, and they're great. Just picking them like that and putting them in salads and stuff. You can eat the flowers also. The flowers have, I forget how many stamen it has, but there's two tall ones, and the rest of them are all short ones. That's another identifying factor of the mustard plant. But great taste. They have a real peppery taste. They're kind of like a cabbagey taste, and yet the seeds are really pungent, really good. They're great to sprinkle on salads. You can dry them out, or if you can find a mustard plant that's already started to dry out, pick them, because same thing that actual yellow mustard is made of. Now the plants, what I like to do is I don't like to get leaves too big, so these are good sized leaves right here. Just pick leaves, and you can either eat these in salad. Now this variety of mustard is kind of on the pungenty side. So if you like a real earthy, cabbagey tasting, peppery tasting salad, this is a great way to go. You can boil them up, throw a little ham hock in with it too and everything. But I thought I'd make some mustard greens and wild onions tonight for dinner. And so I'm out here. As you can see, we got plenty of mustard. So I'm out here picking mustard and picking wild onions. As you can see, there's even more down here. So there's tons of wild onions everywhere. So I brought my box and I'm going to start picking wild onions. See? Right here. We had a flood here go through here recently, and so they're all, coming up out of the ground anyways. So just add them to the box. Again, here's a pod. Here's some more nice big onions, but they're all just kind of laying here because of the storm that we recently had. And so they're going to die anyways. These ones are. So anything where the roots are exposed and everything, I'm going to pick and take home. And what I will do with these is I'll cook with them. You can keep them in water just like any other form of green onion, and they'll live quite a long time in water. So do that. But then also I'm going to dehydrate a lot of them. But see here, all of them, they're everywhere. So pick all these, because otherwise they're going to die eventually, because the sun's going to kill them off. Now see these here, I'm not going to pick those, because those got some good, they're going to still stay around. So again, letting the good ones stay, but take the ones where the bulbs are exposed, because they're going to die. Now some of these smaller onions here, you can actually take these and plant them and they will grow. These are kind of like onion seeds in a sense, but put those in your garden, and if they haven't sprouted up sprouts yet, you can use them as starters and they'll grow in your garden. Like here's a good one right there. That's a good starter. Here's another good starter. These two. So some of these I may even put in my garden. Now the difference between these and other onions is these are actually more nutritionally better for you. Have more vitamins and minerals and other things like that. They have a great taste. Kind of sweet a little bit. Very pungent. Smell wonderful. But really good. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm foraging around and picking onions and picking some mustard greens and other stuff like that. And gonna use it for dinner. Can up some of this stuff or dehydrate some of these onions. Onions are great dehydrated. I mean, it makes the house kind of smelly when you're dehydrating, but really, really good. Real good, good thing to have. Add to soups, add to salads. Now, you can also take these wild onions and just clean them up, and you can boil them up, or you can saute them. Just keep them long and green. Add some salt and pepper, oil, olive oil, and it's just a great meal in and of itself, or a good side dish in and of itself. But very, very high in vitamins and nutrients versus the stuff that you get at the store, because these are wild. Have a lot more better stuff for you. These are not GMO, so good for you. But I wouldn't have discovered them, because usually here we have these big mowers that mow down the side of this road here and mow them all up. So that's, why I've never seen them before. But also the recent rains have exposed them. So I'm taking advantage. Now what I will do is I will mark this area. I have a map, and I mark all the crops, quote unquote, wild crops that I have here out at the ranch, so that every year I know what's growing when and where, and so I can go out and harvest. Down the road, we get dewberries growing, which are like a blackberry that grow close to the ground. We have prickly pear cactus, which again, everything on the cactus is edible. We got mustard greens growing everywhere, dandelions growing everywhere. But now I can add to my map my wild onions. So now I know where I can come pick some wild onions, and I'll pick enough here to dehydrate and eat for a while, and then I'm going to stick also some in some water, and so that we just have them for cooking. So yeah, wild onions, folks, too cool. Yep. This is Ray Gano, Survival for Christians, out here foraging. You should too.